I like to show you how easy it is to install a Steinbauer module on this 2012 Kenworth with a Cummins ISX engine. You simply open the hood, as you can see, this connector right here is very easy to get to. You undo it, pull the connector out. Steinbauer harness has the same connector. You make sure we line it up. We take the other end of the harness and connect it to the Steinbauer harness. And then we run the wires across the top of the engine. And we like to get 12-volt power right off the alternator. One word of caution here, we make sure that we're pulling this nut off this alternator, that we don't short anything out and do any damage. And then we need a good ground. It's very important with Steinbauer that it gets a good ground because it communicates with the factory ECM, electronic control module. So right here on the AC compressor, there's a good spot. Remove this bolt, hook the ground wire up here, and that's it. Make sure you use a lot of wire ties and tie the harness up nice and tidy so that the fan blast doesn't damage any of the wires. You simply close the hood and you got 20% more power and up to 10% more fuel economy. With Tabor Diesel and Steinbauer, this truck will have more power and burn less fuel. I'm here today with this big case sprayer, and in modern farming this is one of the most important pieces of equipment on the farm. This machine, 120 feet wide, carrying 1,200 gallons of water, goes over some of this land on this 20,000 acre Hill Ridge Farming Corporation farm 3 times. The efficiency of these machines is incredibly important, and they're probably one of the most expensive pieces on the farm. One of the things with modern farming is that they're not cultivating the soil anymore. They crop it every year. We call it zero till. And the efficiency of that is conserving the moisture and making the crop yield a lot better. But part of the negative effect of that is the soil in the ground gets very soft since they're not tilling it up and driving over it and compacting it. So when it's soft and you're out there with this big machine and tires, this thing is driving out of a hole, we term it, all the time. The tires sink in with 1,200 gallons of water. They weigh a lot, and they tend to be a little short on power. When we install the Steinbauer module on this machine, they can achieve another 20% increase in power, and they're able to maintain their speed. May that be 14 miles an hour, 16 miles an hour. And just talking to the operator of this machine, he spent sometimes 600 hours a year in the seat of this machine, and if he can make it more efficient and get his time down, that's all dollars per acre savings. And I'd like to show you how easy this modern European electronic module is to install. On this sprayer here, we simply go over to the ECM and we unplug one connector, get it out of the way, and we unplug the connector where we're going to attach to, and we simply take the harness that Steinbauer supplies and we plug it in and latch it, and then we take the other end and latch it back into the factory ECM. And if these hoses weren't in the way, it'd make it a little easier, but it's still a very easy installation. We connect the other connector back up. Latch it. And now it's very important to get a good power for Steinbauer. And what we like to do is we like to attach it right to the hot wire, the 12-volt supply coming from the battery on the alternator. And most important is the ground. We need a good ground on this unit, and we want to make sure it's grounded to the same ground as ECM. So in this example, we'd ground it right here to this nice bolt on the ECM, getting it a good ground. After that, we take the module, we plug it into the harness, and that's it, it's installed. We of course want to take this and protect it from the weather a little bit. We tie it up here. We use a number of wire ties, tie this all up so that it looks nice and tidy, and we're good to go. This machine now has 20% more power, and they're able to maintain the speed with the weight and get more crop sprayed in less time. Steinbauer and modern farming go together to make things more efficient for your farm operation.